Not sure if y'all can hear me, but winding down on the final bits of this draft, broadcast team is working to get me online and heard on this stream, but the final picks have been locked in for both sides, and lots of fun stuff going on the blue team. Really a lot of montage style going on here between the Kaisa and the Yone and the Shaco and the Daria. So much fun to be had on the blue side of this draft. But on the other side, red team looking to really put together a rounded out draft and something that I think they're looking to win this one out with. You can already see picks being shifted around. They've got a real draft strategy going on. The R5 Jace headed back into the top lane. The Ashton Yumi down in the bot and LeBlanc in the mid. Hacker impaired with any of these champs could be an absolute force to deal with as we wait for the spectator to delay to come down as we head into the first game of UW Community Night. I honestly, I would love to see how this one pans out because here we are, not in any kind of professional capacity, which I've casted for. I have my share of community nights, but this is always the most fun setting I think to be casting in because we've got so many different players here at the UW League of Legends community and so many different ways to be piloting these champions. Ordinarily, you'd be drawn into these kinds of themes, like maybe the red team trying to pivot around this mid game sort of spike they've got going on between the Hecarim and the Jace, all these kinds of power picks, but really, when you're in this kind of setting with all these casual players, everybody here just have a fun time and just try to get to know everybody in this community. It can go anyone's way. And I think if there's any draft that's going to go anyone's way, I think it's definitely going to be on the blue team. It's everyone's chance to shine here between all these champions. Shaco's so much outplay potential on his own. Yone, one of the premier montage champs that are available in League of Legends. All right, and I just got confirmation that you all can hear me, which is a blast because I made an arduous journey. Come out here to the Hub Gaming Center for UW League of Legends Community Night. We are starting things off with the League of Legends tournament and already underway with the draft so far. You can see red side with the Jace, Yumi in the bot lane, Ash paired in the bot, LeBlanc in the mid, and Hecarim in the jungle. I don't know how much you've heard me talk about this already, but very powerful picks that we've got on this red side with the bans showing 3 top side bans and none on the opposing team. I think the red team's really in it to win it, but you cannot put the blue team behind them because of how much skill expression is available between all of these champs. I think it's Montage City over on the blue side, and it's what you love to see at UW Community Night. The Shaco, so much outplay potential between those stealths and those dashes. I want to see if Big Statty piloting the Shaco, just the extent of how much he understands this champion and how well he can pilot all the different sorts of outplay maneuvers that he's got available to him. On the other hand, Kaisa and Yone and Darius, so many different kinds of big montage play champs, and that's exactly what we want to see in this Community League of Legends tournament. Throwing all those narratives out the window, power spikes and item timings and objective timers, forget all that because we're here to have some fun. We're here to get to know everybody going on. And I want to see everyone on these teams go off. I want to see everybody have their moment to shine. And shine, I think the blue team is going to be able to as we wind down on this timer, heading back into the game. One Salty Boy against the Jace, I think, on this Darius. Definitely a matchup going to have to watch here as we enter this game. Jason, one of the premier lane bully champions, but you cannot ignore the Darius, especially in the hands of someone who's putting it in that blue side 5th pick, wanting to respond to that Jace with it. And I think going head-to-head in those 1v1s, on the other hand, the jungle matchup going to be so fast-paced between the Shaco and the Hecarim. Of course, on the other side as well, this mid lane matchup, dashes and flashes going all over the place. Yone going to be looking at the plays. LeBlanc blinking out, looking for those one-shots. But I think everyone in this team, or in this game here, is in it to have some fun and look to maybe take home this tournament because I think it's anyone's game here at the UW Community Night. As we head into the loading screen, I am just as blind to this matchup as anybody else, but here we are. This is the tournament, UW Community Night, everybody. Hope you're having a fun time, and we hope that you come out as well to the Hub Gaming Center to have some fun with us. We are here now with our first game of the tournament and already off. Everybody is antsy to get out those fountain gates and already starting to form up their strategies. I'm not even sure how these teams are drafted or the extent of what they've cooked up for each other, but I would love to see how these synergies start to form between these team members. Already you can see the Yumi headed on to the Hecarim, and a little bit of banter going on in the all chat already. Bog's going to dissuade a little bit of that level 1 aggression as we see a 4-man play already into the opposing bot side jungle, but with that Box having tipped them off, it's actually not going to stop the red team from moving forward with this play here. Yumi still on the Hecarim, providing that movement speed and getting that aggressive ward down on those Raptors. This is what you want to be doing against the Shaco, especially with the skill expression that I expect from someone who's picking up with the very first pick of the tournament. Looks like Walrus can preventing him from doing that double camp strategy, but moving into those Raptors, but not having spotted anybody else here, is just going to head back and perform his own level 1 strategy. The 5-man play going to be off here, and Blue side, on the other hand, playing it a bit safe so far and hopefully going to be making some plays here at the level 1 because I mean it's UW Community Night. It's a for fun tournament. Let's see some flashy plays happen. I want to see some cheese going on here. Kaiser and Lux, you didn't make any plays towards that Tribush. Totally fine with me. Get in that opposing river and fight it out against the Yumi, against the Ash. Let's make it happen here. As already we're starting off on this red side here. Walrus going to be starting in the top side, and Shago with no leash on the blue side as well. We're going to see these two junglers come to a clash in the bot side at some point. But where I'm really looking for right now is these solo lanes, the LeBlanc and the Yone. We already talked about how volatile these solo laners can be, especially in the top where that first strike. Jace is going to be having a little bit of that ranged advantage against the Darius, but Salty Boy playing so aggressive in his face with level 1, even without that crippling strike, just with the Decimate, able to get so much space with just one ability. And hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, already being forced off that first wave. Both top laners knowing they have a little bit of impunity here, lest that level 3 gank come through. As hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, able to answer back with just a little bit of poke. Both junglers going to be clearing those top sides fully out here, and one Salty Boy getting that pressure in, fully shoving now, knowing the Hecarim has started on that top side. And now we've got a little bit of a trade going on. The upper hand going to come through, but not much damage to answer back. That's that first strike damage coming through on the Jace, even as he's fallen by a little bit behind in that first wave. As on the other hand as well, blue team really starting to run away with the priority here in these side lanes. The Kaisa and the Lux using that range advantage so well and taking advantage of the Yumi that we saw paired with the Hecarim early on, but not able to provide so much in the early game as the Yone getting a big trade of his own. And blue team so far showing the skill in this League of Legends tournament. It's showing why they are the force to be reckoned with, at least in this early game, or at least until these junglers start to get off the ground. The Shaco has been spotted on those Raptors, and Hecarim finishing off with this clear here. 306 already, and looks like he's double camping on that Gromp. Is going to be finished in just a moment. Still has that plot running and might be looking towards this bot lane, where there's a big push going on, and the Scuttle Crab in their hands. Hecarim's headed off that blue buff in just a moment here, and the Shaco's still struggling for that 5th camp, it seems. Hecarim already on the Scuttle Crab now, and Unshine 9 staying ready down there in the bot lane. Has the volley to set up that gank, and here it comes already. Level 4 Hecarim coming in with that ghost. There's the charge to follow up, but the rune comes through with no follow-up from the bot lane as well. Walrus taking a big hit, but no help from the red side to follow. It's just going to mean a little bit of alleviated pressure for Einstein 9 and Arena Champion as they try to get a little bit of breathing room back in that bot lane. Hecarim going to head back to that top potentially and try to find himself a Scuttle Crab. As Shaco's still winding down on those Krugs there. Might have messed his clear up just a little bit, and that's going to win back an opportunity for Hecarim to answer back in the bot lane with yet another gank here. There's the devastating charge. There's the exhaust and the ignite. Every bit of damage coming through with the first blood going the way of the ass. There's Sunshine 9, your man, with the 400 gold going his way. Roars are erupting in the Hub Gaming Center as the teams elated with joy. Red team answering back in an early game that looked a little bit suffocating, but getting so much breathing room back with some great play from Walrus. And Shaco, on the other hand, now headed back towards that top side. He knows he's not been able to find anything there. He's gonna get some ruby crystals in his pocket. This is why we love to see this kind of action here in the UW Community Night. This is the kind of juicy tech I love to see. No AP Shaco here, no AD Shaco here. Here's the 2 ruby crystals in his hand. We might be seeing something like a tank going the way of the jungle for the blue side, as Kiedo getting a big wave going in this mid lane. Might not find so much of it because the Hecarim's headed back to that top, but lots of action going on all across these lanes, and no telling where these ganks are to follow, where that action is going to be headed next. This is the unpredictability and the electricity that we love to see here at UW Community Night. And I think it's going to be showing off next here in this top side. We've got the wave coming through and the Shaco hovering around that river. Hecarim hovering around as well as the ward has tipped off. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 to that potential action. Shaco going to be dissuaded from that play as Big Daddy heads back down to clear those camps. Again, a little bit lagging behind the pace of that Hecarim here is backed on the Lucidity boots and is getting a lot of clearing power because of it. But we'll see where he's about to take that play because he's got the box side camps coming. And once again, the wave is pushed up down here in the bot lane. Only the defensive wards in that Tribush if a deep gank should come, but not sure if there's any wards available here. There's a deep ward from the Kai'Sa to dissuade any further action from Walrus, and we might be seeing just a little bit more farming for now. Not so much diving potential available on either of these teams, especially given the current state. But you never know with those Ruby Crystals, and you never know in the mid lane where Kato's going to be able to land those chains down. Not going to give it so much more, though. He's just going to get a little bit of poke. Has the corrupting potion still running and is itching for that kill, I can tell. Not the least because of the community night, but because he's got that dark seal in his inventory and is going to be trying to ramping up some of those ability power stacks. Jenny BP, though, standing his ground and remaining stalwart on the Yone in that mid lane with the Berserker's Greaves available as well. It's a big power spike for that champion as the Hecarim not tipped off to that war here. Great play from the Kai side. He is going to be found out here. And it's just going to have to head back here. Maybe looking out towards that mid lane as the 1v1's going on at the top. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 doesn't have much mana to his name as the Decimate lane. There's one more stack. Dark is fully stacked. It needs a little bit more autos, but that's away. The Thundering Blow doing so much, but the Ghost is popped. And one Salty Bolt going to try to find it with the dunk, but not enough damage. Blast forced out from Hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, though, as Walrus in a little bit of trouble himself. A great combo from JDBP to find Walrus for that kill. Blue side's on the board, and Kato's not able to answer back for his jungler. Big Statty's back on that action with the 2-ship poison coming through, but not much CC to follow up with on that play. Kato can deliver a big play for himself. And then comes through. There's the auto attack in that 1v2 play to find the solo kill for himself. Brilliant from the mid laner of the red team to bring it to 2-1 in this game. It is anyone's early game so far as the Empowered Shack Blast comes through. Stoners have been forced out from Salty Boy already, but also from the Jace. Not able to follow up on that play. And NC and Kuhn here down looking for the play on that route. Ignites come down and NC's got a lot of damage. Is able to proc that passive, but the Arena Champion doing so well to body block as that Yuumi is able to protect that ADC, but are forced back all the same. A lot of CS going the way of the Kai'Sa as Einstein 9 and Arena Champion forced to stay down here for that wave of action erupting on all sides of the map. And this, again, is what we love to see. The unpredictability of this. There is no script here, ladies and gentlemen. You have got to come down here and see the action for yourselves. Because everybody here has come to play. They're here to have some fun, and they're going to do it in whatever way they please, whether it's 1v2 in the face of a failed gank, whether it's running straight through with the Hecarim and the Yuumi, or whether it's in that juicy 1v1 in the top lane, and ignites and flashes and dunks coming through. Everything's flying across the screens here at EW Community Night. Come down to the Hub Gaming Center and join in on this action as we wind down on this League of Legends tournament. We are already getting started, and the Bomby Cinder has already entered the inventory of this Shaco. It is going to be the tank. So many ways to play this champion, and Big Sadie is showing us yet another on an already unorthodox pick. I would love to see where he is deciding to go with this champ. Maybe he's going to pick up something like the tier to follow up with, like the Muramana build that we've seen on the Hecarim, who is his opposing jungler, or maybe he's going to commit to that full tank style and try to make up for where his team lacks. Of course, he has the Darius as a sort of fellow tank, and he is going to be applying a lot of threat to make up for the space that that Jenny PP on that Yone needs in order to find some find the action. It's down here in the bot lane. The root going to come through in a great dodge, but here's Walrus here with the devastating charge onto the support. He is so fast and he is so unstoppable to find that first kill on the Kuhn. Exhaust come down as well, though the counter gank is here. There's no stopping the horse from coming through. When he's paired with the cat big stat, he's all by his lonesome, though he's got a buddy to die with him. That's all the clone's gonna be doing, because even Einstein 9 is finally going to fall for that first kill, going the way of the jungler of the red team. But a brilliant gank from Walrus to answer back from some aggression on that bot side. Taking advantage of the CC, provided all that utility between Arena Champion and Einstein 9 here in the top lane, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Might be finding a kill for himself here. He's got that strat, he's got the power shot left, but it's going to go wide. One Salty Boy going to walk away with his life there in a very narrow situation, as with no summoners available. Could have looked real dicey there in the top lane, but look how big this Hecarim is in that jungle. He's nearly double Big Sadie's CS. He's got the tier, he's got the Lucidity boost, he's going to get this dragon in just a second, having figured off this pink ward. This is going to be the man snowballing the game for the red team, and he's got a Yuumi at his back, and so many team members to support him. If blue team wants to stay competent to find those montage plays that we are hoping to see from them, they have got to find a way to deal with Walrus in the jungle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, already looking so aggressive there in the top lane. Ashiko gonna try to answer back with the Rift Herald. As the dragon might be the play down there in the ball lane, but instead the LeBlanc is joining the battle, and Zeke and Kuhn are already tipped off to it as the devastating charge going to be warded off here, and the root is there as well. No ultimate available for Walrus, but there's 4 members there available as well. Kato going in with a double distortion to find the kill on the opposing ADC as we head back to the top lane. Ghost going to be forced out from the Darius, and no kill going for Hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, but Red team continuing to push their lead all across the map, and this Hecarim always finding that action down there in that bot lane cannot be stopped so far as the Shaco continuing to bear down at least on that Rift Herald, but we might be finding some action once again as the cat joins the course once again. There's the dash away, and JDBP going to be forced back in. The Fleer lands perfectly, and there's no way out of this one except for that ultimate, but even the Disdain Char is going to fall in hand. The support a kill as well, everybody joining into the action as Einstein 9 might be finding a solo kill for himself on the Ash against the opposing support. Everybody dropping for the blue team as Big Saddy going to try to enter back in the top. He knows hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Has got no mana to his name, and he's going to try to get in there with the deceive, but he's only got a Bobby Cinder and an ignite to follow back with a kill for himself. That's 2 on the board for the jungler, but still an uphill battle to go for the blue team as they go down 3-9 in the first game of the UW League of Legends Community Night Tournament. Bounties all across the board, but it's anybody's game still in a setting like this, especially with all the comeback mechanics available and in the pockets of these members. Even Arena Champion, if you can catch this cat down, has got an extra 150 gold to hand over to you. As the Hecarim now finishing off that turbo chem tank, he's only going to be snowballing ever so much harder, and it's even going for that Muramana build to provide extra oomph to that burst damage that's been using to such great effect down there in the bot lane. And when we look at win conditions, I think, available on the blue team, Keiko's still falling a little bit behind in that CS department, and it's going to hurt, especially because falling so far behind in those item timings, working towards that Sunfire Agent to provide so much extra damage with how many auto attacks he's able to provide, armed with that lethal tempo. But look at the LeBlanc in the mid lane with just a lost chapter in the face of a very strong Yone is going to meet a Shaco instead. Foul with a fear, lots of backstabs coming through. The Badami standard damage is just not enough at this stage. Really need that Mythic to come through here. They're getting a lot more help than that because Walrus is charging. He's found the devastation and he's got the fear as well. Mid laner going to join the battle. Kato waits out for his cooldowns, but Big Saddy's straying maybe a bit too far here. Box is taken down and some stalemate action here in the mid lane as the Dragon going to be the objective. It seems for the red. Blue team going to be bearing down the mid, though, with that Rift Herald. Big Static's going to pop it for that extra gold, and red team going to try to stop them now. Heading off that neutral objective and going to try to find this play on Big Static where the slows come through while Roos might be looking for it as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands into the tournament, but not much before to be found than that. Red side holding their aggression here, making sure that they're using the resources to their best advantage. And the flash comes through from Kato. This man can't be stopped in the mid lane as the root land. Wumoron is going to do it. He's found the yet another 1v2 in the face of 2 members. Big Steady is forced to walk away in the face of Kato, who's going to head straight back in to try to find yet another play for himself. The mid lane erupting for the red team as Kato on this LeBlanc doing his stuff here as Walrus continuing with that move speed down in the bot lane. Kyun and Kaisa having such a hard time playing down there. And I cannot give enough props to this mid lane matchup for the red team. Kieto is showing limits that I've never seen up there in the mid lane. It's one salty boy not hitting that decimate. A great thundering blow from Hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 to prevent him from there. Auto attacks now answering through. Big Stat is going to try to look for a play at least somewhere. Minions are still there, but the 2-ship poison doesn't land. Hello, with the deep forward and yet another play in the face of the Shaco. And he might find himself yet another second kill here. Big Stat has still got a lot of extra health. Another blow lands true on the right. Shaco Womorano's going to do it, but the stealth comes through. And Big Stat, he plays it brilliantly to keep himself alive in that situation. Keeps it out of 1-for-1 and gets his 3rd kill of the day, heading closer to that Mythic Power spike. He's the shining light here for the blue team, but they're going to need so much more, I think, if they're going to remain competent in this game. His bounties are showing. The objectives are going to need to be picked up here, and the bounties remain on the red team. If they can just find a way to pick them up, Jenny VP finding just a little bit of a window here to take the red buff right under the nose of Walrus on that Hecarim there. Has the pink ward as well. We'll see if they decide to stick around and maybe find that play on the opposing jungler, but going to be very scared of the horsey there, especially with how much CS Walrus has got to his name. Still working on that Muramana, coming so ever so closely. Pink ward spotted, and maybe the Hecarim are tipped off here to what's going on. But it looks like Jenny BP going to be able to find a little bit of a window there to answer back with some extra gold of their own. Finally, the Sunfire Aegis going the way of Big Sadie, provide that extra bit of damage that he needs. That 24 damage ramping up per tick. And already shown to such great effect, at least in the ganks where they've been able to find, but only 70 CS so far and having such a hard time. But you've got to keep in mind, not so much aggression from the red team. They've been playing it in the lane so far, trying to find those honorable ganks, taking those 1v1s where they stand and doing so well in that department. finding that max range fear on the Jenny BP as Kato once again getting so much damage down. Distortions and dashes going everywhere. Screams are erupting in the Hub Gaming Center as Big Sadie caught all by himself in the face of so many. And Shanna Crystalero comes through and the takeaway shut down once again. Four-man play from the red team are showing the community aspect of the UW community night as the burst going to come through from the left, but the bubble not going to be erupted. Gets straight a bit too far forward, and now NZ not finding the right angle with that ultimate is going to hand over yet another kill over the red team. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 is going to say goodbye to the Darius with one more auto to go his way. 15 kills in the hands of the red team, and everybody showing up today for them. They have come to play, whether it's in their bands or their picks or in their play style so far. Bounties all across the board, kills going everyone's way. They are playing as a unit, and they are playing with sheer abandon here of yet another chain. Barely going to miss out onto Jenny BP. Their Kieto has been so good on this LeBlanc and hasn't even backed for that Luden's Tempest yet. He's got an Ignite to his name. Thunderlord's available. And a level advantage over his opponent, Jenny BP, has to be so careful of this champion, even in just this 1v1 situation, because Kato's shown what they can do, especially with a jungler in their face. We're going to connect in the chase there to connect with another Shock Blast, helping out the fellow solo laner. As the all chat coming through, and everybody can't help but sit in awe of what's being shown here at UW Community Night. Look at everybody going off here. Shock Blast again. Double buffs in the hands of the LeBlanc. We might be looking at something of a dive here as the Hecarim armed and ready. And the other side might be meeting Big Sadie on the Shaco as he looks for a play of his own. The two-ship poison going to come through, and the auto attacks are there as well. Ignite's going to land, but the chain connects. Kid still has so much damage available to his name, and a three-man fair on two members erupts for the red as Kess is able to answer back with a shutdown onto the top laner at least. But so many kills still going the way of the red team, and Jace just backing up from Monamune. Oh, it's heading straight back in on the other hand. It cannot be stopped. Not by man, not by turret, not by anything in the UW League of Legends community tournament. Because he's running everything over, and even in the face of a root, even in the face of an ultimate, here he's standing his ground to take that turret down and keep himself alive with a Yumi. He can't be stopped now and not ever. As Walrus showing the spirit of the UW community and why you show up to the League of Legends tournament. Cheers erupting all across the arena, and everybody's come out to have a great time. Whether you're the blue team, still 14 kills down, but having every bit of fun as you can, facing these men head on. Jenny BP, though, might be heading on a little too headstrong as he tries to dash in. Ignite's going to go through another distortion, hands the unstoppable kill over to the LeBlanc once again. Death Dance is now in the inventory of Walrus. Not even going to need that Monamune. And look at the gold disparity all across the board. It's just 18 minutes and 10,000 gold. The difference between the red and the blue. UW Community Night already off to such a dominant start as this team, Walrus and Kato, Unshine Eye, Arena Champion, and Hello 1 2 3 4 3 2 1, showing that they are so far in this tournament the team to beat as the Hex Gates are going to activate and hand another glimpse of opportunity over to the red team who have got 2 dragons to their name. The announcers are you are on UW Esports, the Twitch channel here, and everybody watching as NC. You're going to be blown up in an instant as I finish my water break. Not even a chance for the guys to strike back there as the emotes are popped. Hume's in trouble, and he knows that he's going to resign himself to his fate, but try to answer back with whatever ultimate he can. Not even getting a chance to pop that one out as the fear comes through. Big Sadie able to walk away from that one, but he's walking straight into the waiting arms of Hello 1 2 3 4 3 2 1 1 Salty Boy waiting, but with only half health. Roots are landing. Everybody's in trouble now for the blue team as Walrus remaining unkillable on this tech room. Pair with the cat. Jade's gonna go in on a bashed by the 3 members bearing down on him as Jenny BP able to find at least one for the blue team. But Walrus, even with 100 HP, it makes no difference to him as he goes through and has the shutdown over finally to Jenny BP. That's a big gold advantage. And another one going the way of the mid laner of the blue as Kato finally joins the battle to show him who's the real boss of the mid lane with one more ignite to come through. A big batch of gold going the way of the mid lane of the blue team, but still such an uphill battle to climb for the rest of these members. Warmogs, it seems, is going to be the pickup if I'm remembering correctly on this Shaco. And at 84 CS, it's an ambitious pickup, especially with so many of these members of the red team working towards their third items in this game. And I think it's going to take a little bit of a concerted effort from the blue team if they want to strike back in this one, because red team so far seem like they are running this one over, going wherever they please and being unstopped by anything. Whether it's a turret, whether it's three members against them, even if it's a Jace diving everyone all by himself, they are finding plays. They are having the time of their lives here. And blue team, I think, they'll have a window for themselves to get back into this game, but it's going to take the community of the community tonight to do it. And I think they're not going to need that. They're not only going to need that energy of the audience, they're going to need a lot more to keep one salty boy alive. As the flash comes through and the ghost is there as well to keep himself alive. Flash force down from the opposing top laner. It appears erupt once again. And the blue team now starting to work together as a unit. I think they've got a lot of CC and a lot of sustained damage if they can work it all together. But still, such a hard opportunity. They're going to really need to catch the red team here in those moments of aggression where they're handing over such hard-headed plays, going in across turrets. These are the moments you need to look for. These are the bounties that are going to get you back into this game. And Jenny BP knows it. They picked up so many in that mid lane previously before, but they're going to need us a lot more than that because there's still so much gold between them and the red. As yet another objective bounty going to hand some gold over at least to the blue, get them a little bit closer to those item breakpoints. But with objectives not dying down for a while, JDB's got to try and find something for themselves as the shield bow's going to come through and he's suddenly going to find himself in a matchup that he wanted no part of, even with three members here. Big Saddy's got his work cut out for him because hello 3-3-4-3-2-1 is not taking any damage from this play. There's the ultimate to come through, but JDB starts back into the turret. One salty boy and Big Saddy forced to watch it horror as their mid laner goes down in a flash. Hello 1-2-3-4-3-2-1 is not going anywhere as he heads straight back into this play. Finds the Shaco in the bush waiting for him. He might have bit off a bit more than he could chew because the shutdown's going the way of the Darius. And Gatos finally joined the battle on the intrinsic crystal arrow all across the map. Big one salty boy gonna try to find some damage onto that opposing mid laner, but it's the clone that gets taken down instead. And on the other side, Walrus always finding the opportune moment to take the blue team down and show his stuff here in the Community League of Legends tournament. There's the double kill for you. There's 28 kills for the red team. And Kieto on the LeBlanc, Walrus on the Hecarim. Hello, 1-2-3-4-3-2-1, not shying away from that 1v3 situation. Everybody showing their chops and showing what the UW League of Legends community is made of. Sunshine 9 gonna take that turret all by himself here, still paired by Arena Champion, as three members might be trying to meet him. And Zeke is there, but he's only got one item to his name. He's able to land at least the Praise Seekers. The All My Way ping comes through. They're might gonna be looking for this play for themselves, but even with just one member, they've got to be so afraid of the red team here because they're really starting to run away with this one if ever they were. As the Majai Soul Stealer now entering the inventory for the LeBlanc. And Zieg trying to find whatever farm he can, but he knows in that mid lane there's a cat and a very scary lady with a staff waiting for him. And on the bot, there's a very scary pony as well. But Shaco's not going to shy away from that one as the wave comes through. Hecarim's headed back to base. And I think he's got a lot of gold to spend as the dragon spawns. And the blue team might be looking to try to answer back on it, but no members trying. No members trying for that one as they just wait around those waves, try to get whatever gold they can. It's not over yet. Never it is for this blue team, and especially in the UW community night. Ah, I think in the spirit of sportsmanship, still so much room, I think, for the win to come through as the claps are rough and the gauge is here. The intent of Crystal Arrow is going to find one as the ultimate lands and blown up. The support isn't it? Instead, the top lane are going to be shredded like paper in the face of Walrus and his Muramana. Big Saddy going to try and find whatever damage he can, but on the other side of the jungle, Jace is still waiting and is there with a big hammer and a stock blast, ready to greet the waiting arms of the blue team. Big Saddy and Jenny BP, the only ones able to walk away from that play with their lives. The mid game blowing up so far for the red, and the Yone not showing anything, any sort of concern for this one. The missing pings are erupting. They're trying to spot this Yone out, and they're going to try to find him in that mid lane. Genevieve is going to try to take this 1v1, but it's suddenly going to be a lot more than that as five members bear down upon him. Steelbow is there, and the Ignites come down as well. He's going to try to take one down with him, but the stopwatch going to keep him even from that. Kietos come with a flawless game to show here at UW Community Night. And can the blue team crest even the double-digit mark is the question now, as the 30 kill mark has been crested for the red team, and everybody here looking set as a one-man army all in their own rights. It's going to take every member coming together here from the blue team to try to win this one on their own. As the vision comes through, I mean, Baron is on the board, but just no opportunities to find it. And Channel Cristolero is coming through, and there's still so much big potential with how quickly the red team can get across the map. Kieto dashing all over the place. Hecker impaired with the Yumi, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and the Shock Blast flying across the map. The red team are looking to make plays wherever they stand on this map. If the turret's going to come down very low here, but not as low as Enzig, who's taking a powered Shock Blast to the face. And they're taking whatever they want down in this jungle. It's going to come down to a last stand here, I think. But now the red team can pick off those last members before they get a chance. And Kyun, poor guy, not even going to get to find that vision. Big Sadie waiting in the wings here is going to try to pop that ultimate to walk away from this play as the clone's buying some time. But the roots are coming through, and he's in that full tank build. Blown up just as quickly as any other four members all working together here. Red team showing the power of teamwork and the power of items, and they've slapped the blue team with their walls, flying across these turrets, not even giving a chance to any of these members as 5 still stand in an ace for the red team. 37-9. The GGs are being called in the all chat, and they're going to run away with an astounding victory to set the tone for the UW Community Night League of Legends tournament going on here at the Hub Gaming Center. Kieto's in the fountain. He's finding yet another one for himself. Look at the skill being shown, the teamwork, the camaraderie, the utter gall of the red team to play so close in the face of their opponents and make it such a faraway victory for themselves.
Okay, let me show you guys the screen right now. Let's see the matchups.
No, I think I am, but I think they've got the camera right now. Is what they're showing us. Yeah.
So you guys go ahead. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know on the stream who's gonna win this match, everybody. We're Diamond and TFT. Diamond and TFT. We're actually really bad at league. We're only Diamond and TFT. You guys heard it here, folks. You guys heard it here first. All right, we're gonna get you guys into the game in a little bit. I'm gonna go check on Team Burnt Toast. For anyone watching the stream at home, welcome. Welcome to UW Esports. Welcome to Winter Community Night. We got someone doing homework out here. I'm telling you, we got it all. We got someone doing homework inside the space. It's all good vibes. Team Burnt Toast, how you doing? Oh, matter of fact, Matthew, say what's up to the stream.
Hey, what's good, everyone?
Yeah.
Good time out here tonight.
Yes, sir. Team Burnt Toast, how we doing? Oh, man. Let's check the score out real quick. They said real burnt. Let's get some behind the scene action of our second match that's not being streamed. Okay. See the score real quick. 9-20. You guys got this. Let me see some confidence. Team Moist. Yeah.
Hey, there's some confidence right here.
Let's go, Team Moist. Woo! Oh yeah. We got the victory team. Clap it up for Team Moist, baby. Yep. We got him. Oh, I think we got T-Fight going on right here. Oh, never mind. Oh no, they going for Baron. It's all good. Let's walk around the other side. You know what? Let me take you guys out on the tour of what we got outside of the Esports Lounge. Hey Max, I think that guy needs your help. Oh yeah. All right, let me take you guys out on a little adventure while we wait for this second league game to get started. So over here we got tabletop art. Say what's up, everybody. We're on stream. Go ahead, check you guys out. Yeah. What's up, tabletop gamers? Say what's up to the stream. Tabletop, you guys are on TV. Yeah. Cool. Oh, what we got over here? We got the purple caster minions. You guys are on stream right now. Say what's up to the stream. Yo. We got League of Legends right here. Cool. Yo. What is this? What's going on over here? WGA Valorant. Cool. You guys are handing out posters. Yeah. Okay. Definitely come check us out. Valorant at UW. Let's go. All right. Let's head on over to the other station, everybody. Yeah.
Yo, we're kicking it off for the 2022 Winter Community Night Mario Kart Tournament. Look at Toad with an early lead in second place. DU Shy Guy in fifth. Number 2, so I believe that's Team Pikachu on the bottom right. Can I get a correction on that? That's 6th place. Top left, first place. I'll take you back. Team Pikachu from Pokemon Club, including Christian, is taking on a W, it looks like, as of right now. Toad in an early lead, first place, I'm not going to lie. Skull Bowser looking a little bit questionable, 9th place. Making some slow work, but we making some.
Yeah. Just know you guys are going to have to swap controls in a bit.
You Shy Guys. Second place is right there where they want to be. It's first.
No way. Who you guys rooting for? Who you rooting for, man? Oh, we got the swap. Going out.
First swap just went down.
Oh, we got the swap. We got the
second. DU Shy Guy falls to 6th. Skull Bowser in 8th.
Swap. Let's go. Go ahead, sit right here. Let's go sit right here, brother, man.
DU Shy Guy in 7th. Team Pikachu keeping that steady lead in second place. What is there to question about that team? The team chemistry is unreal. A lot of Pokemon to share for everybody. Skull Bowser, questionable. It's always. They're going to put on a show here soon. Comeback season is right around the corner. Island Boys with 3 different boosts. Is it going to make a play? No. Lightning strikes DU Shy Guy. Still in next for Team Pikachu. Putting on an absolute show. They're going down in first place. And they second. DU Shy Guy pulling the 10th. The second Toad. I forget exactly what your name was. I think it's Casanova. No, it's not. It's Island Boys with the Skull Bowser. Getting that final. Still nice place, though. Nothing really happening there. DU Shy Guy with the crisp going on right now. The controller exchange just went down with Island Boys. First place still.
Island Boys in first?
Team Pikachu. It's Team Pikachu in first place. Team Pikachu in first place.
Who's in first
Top
right
left.
now, Max?
Team Pikachu in first place. Top left.
Top left, baby.
Right now. You can check the controller work onto your right here. That's the first place team. Look at them go. The team chemistry is phenomenal, folks. DU Shy Guy falling to 11th, a little bit questionable. Falling into the railing. Last place, but they got the bullet. Are they going to make any progress here? Still 12th, find themselves in 11th. Not making much progress. Are they going to do the work to Skull Bowser? But they don't. It's too close. First place still belongs to Team Pikachu. Casanova in 11th. Skull Bowser wanting to make a push to not in double digits. It's not really helping, but they're putting it in. Can they make it? Second place finish is going to go to Team Pikachu with the win in the first round. Skull Bowser in 10th. Can they make it to the 9th? Oh, this is not looking good.
This is not looking good.
Island Boy.
Oh, man. So, you guys are what, 8th place? We got 8th place? All right, what are you guys' thoughts after that first map? He said, All right, can we talk to the victors real quick? Oh, what is there to All right, DU Shy Guys, you done favorite. What's going on? How'd that match go? We're warming. Oh, he said they're warming. All right, so what's going on, Casanova? He said what? Run that. All right, they said run that back. All right, well, we get right back into it. What's going on now, man?
Team Pikachu with that W. We're about to get in that second game.
Yep, next race. Go ahead and sit down, everybody. Let's get it going again. Yeah, y'all can switch it up. They got. Hey, we can move this closer. Yeah. What she say? What did they say?
Loser should choose the next race, and she pointed to Team Casanova.
Wait, who was losing? Oh, Island Boys. Okay, so you guys get to pick. What map are you guys choosing, Island Boys? They said no answer.
Absolutely no idea. Blue Meadows is a fantastic.
Oh, he said Rainbow Road over here. They're coming for you. Rainbow Road, baby.
might be careful.
I think it's the last. Oh no.
Let's give that quick shout out to Tribiab, Trevor behind the camera doing absolute work streaming.
Yeah, say what's up to the stream, everybody, real quick. Woo! Mario Kart relay, baby. Let's go.
To race 2 here, folks. We got DU Shy Guys, Team Casanova, Team Pikachu, and Team Island Boys hopping onto Rainbow Road. Who's going to get that early lead? I'm calling DU Shy Guys. That's just a guess.
Let's go ahead and interview some people over here. Who do you guys have winning it all?
We're good. Oh my God, Soul Bowser, absolutely.
Let's go. Who you got rooting for? Who you got winning? Island Boys. All right.
Phenomenal showing from Team Pikachu. The Pokemon Club obviously is not only well-oriented in the world of Pokemon, but also Mario Kart, as they are in a solid first place with a solid lead. DU Shy Guy lying slightly at 8. And Skull Bowser's making me eat my words. That's a 3rd place to 4th. Oh, that's a
Man.
Casanova contention now. Well, 4th place is going to go to Team Casanova.
It's real close, but where's my guy Shy Guys? Where are my Shy Guys?
I'm gonna say
It's not in my hand yet. Don't worry.
you have to understand the strategic plan from DU Shy Guys, putting in that first person early and making sure that they finish strong with the comeback of a lifetime.
Oh, who's in first place? Let's go. Island Boys swapping relay. Yup.
DU Shy Guys almost with their first lap done in 11. 10th place is going to belong to Team Pikachu. Slightly questionable on the controller spot. Just happened. 12th place still in the hands of DU Shy Guys. Can they get past that finish line? The controller spot happens
the
now.
swap.
And he's got it in his hands. This is somebody who could seriously put DU Shy Guys back on the map in first place. Let's not sleep. But we also don't want to sleep on the Island Boys, who are currently in 2nd place and leading the entire pack.
No.
Skull Bowser, low-key upset with his teammate as of right now. Not okay. Team Casanova showing and demonstrating that team chemistry is everything in Mario Kart Relay. Created and molded by Trevor Tribiab, our amazing outreach coordinator for the UW Esports program. Give himself some love. Look at him go. Island Boys still in first place. The Toad falls to 2nd, but they got the speed boost. And they're breaking them out. DU Shy Guy still in 9th, but making the progress. In 2nd place, it still belongs.
We got the swap.
We have Toads in 1 and 2. Toads in
Seamless.
1 and 2.
Seamless.
Just making the controller swap in 9th place for the 3rd and final lap. 2nd place still belonging to Team Pikachu. In 1st place to the Island Boys, both known as Toad. DU Shy Guy making a progress, but still falling to 6th after hopping off the map for a quick second and a quick dip into the space. First place still with Toad. I forget who's bottom right.
That's Pokemon trainers, right?
No, it's not Pokemon actually. You just remind me it's the
Oh,
Island Boys.
Island
First
Boys.
and 2nd still belonging to Toad. Oh, and he gets hit by a banana.
Blue
He
Shell.
falls in 3rd. but they
Blue
got
Shell.
Blue
Blue Shell.
Oh my gosh, they're in 2nd.
Yo!
Pikachu wanting to retain that lead 2 times in a row. Look at the concentration. With that controller in his hand, and he's taking Team Pokemon Club, Team Pikachu, to that #1 spot as he finishes in the 1st place position. And Shy Guy after an immense comeback.
Island Boys 2nd.
3rd place finish is going to go to Island Boys. What a comeback.
And last place, Casanova. Hey.
You tried your best. You tried your best. GG's, well played.
GG's. And I'd just like to reiterate that the point of relay is whoever's sitting in the driver's seat, so right over there, when you swap, you got a dead-ass swap seat. Yeah, so you don't have to, they've been doing it right. That's probably why they're winning. You know, who knows? So I'm sitting over here some lazy swap, and over here some lazy swap, and over here some lazy swap. It needs to be swapped into the driver's seat. So that's like right there, though. That's the point of it. That's how it's supposed to get chaotic. Yeah, so it's fun. I like how you guys, I didn't even tell you guys what you guys could do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We need to make more space. We need to make more space. The Valorant? Oh, yeah. What's that happening now? Okay. Cool. Like, you gotta go? Cool. All right. Hold on, we gotta get this going like this. All right, let's get it. All right, we going. Let's go. You wanna go first? All right. I'm gonna sit right here. Okay, I'm gonna Yeah, I'm with you guys. Yeah, I'm on third or second. Yeah, you gotta swap seats and everything. Oh, it gotta be lit. No, we wouldn't.
Colin. Okay, do you shy guys just wants the love? That's it.
Casanova, baby, let's go.
Casanova, Trevor Tribiab. That's all.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
All right, let's get it going. Who's okay? Someone press okay.
Oh, Trevor's trying to get right.
You guys aren't ready. I'm telling you.
Race 3 for everybody else, but race 1 for Trevor Tribiab. And he is not afraid of the cold.
Oh, I'm at the wheel. All right, I like that. Who medals? Let's go. Who's medals?
Island Boys, BU Shy Guys, and Team Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
This is one for the books here, folks. This is one for the books. Be paying close attention for this first part of race number 3.
Let's go.
And right off the jump, it looks like.
Let's go.
Oh! Team Pikachu always getting a solid lead with Team Shy Guys. In fourth, steady fourth.
Oh, yeah.
Island Boys in second with 3 different
Oh,
moves
shit.
happening right here.
It's all good.
Doing what they can. Hunter, our broadcast coordinator, has showed up to the party here, folks. What a lovely surprise and face to see in this beautiful room. Third place right now belongs to the Island Boys, leading the entire pack of UW Esports. But DU Shy Guys is close behind, taking the lead in second place, making sure that Eric and Kenny have the absolute ability to take home the W. Oh, you hate to see it. Sixth place now for DU Shy Guys. Let's go, Bowser. Bowser in third place. Trevor Tribiab contributing. Team Pokemon. That's what Pikachu is. In second place, they're taking first. Bowser in second. Oh, what a surprise. Doing absolute work. And Island Boys cannot get away from the cow. Farmers, as some would say. First place, Team Shy Guys doing work. Island Boys, getting some work here, baby. I want to see it live. First place still belonging to Team Pikachu. I'm not gonna lie. The Pokemon Club at UW is an RSO to join. There's no doubt about it. It's being proven time and time again, lap after lap. Second place to Dry Bowser and Trevor Tribiab is in the driver's seat. That is our LB Sport area at UW Esports. But DU Shy Guys, with Eric on the driver's seat, is in second place. He needs to seal the deal. We've got clash coming from Colin and Kenny. Come on, Eric. Fifth place, but it's working for Island Boys. Third place, after things working, Trevor Tribiab losing the lead. Can DU Shy Guys catch up to the Island Boys? Everybody's on the Island Boys. They're in second. It's first place, the two tones again. Team Pikachu in top left with first place. They got a bomb in hand. Are they going to be able to use it? It's tough to say. Island Boys in second, coming up close. But the finish goes to Team Pikachu. What a surprise. Oh my gosh, what an outing. GG's and well played to Team Pikachu. Island Boys in a close second spot. And Dry Bowser finally take that third place position for once in their career this year.
We got one more. Let's go.
One more race here, folks. It's not just over yet. No, you're going to have to stick around. You're going to have to stick around. DU Shy Guys, one for redemption in race 4.
2 against the point. Baby. Let's go. What's the map, though? Or what's the cup? Lose against the pit, right? Wait, we're going to lose. Us.
Unfortunately, we're talking about DU Shy Guys. In this situation.
All right, DU Shy Guys, where we going?
No. Eric has spoken. He wants to go to the one with the A.
Okay,
Cup is going down. Yoshi Circuit. What do we have race first here? Race 4 officially underway. Team Pikachu, Team Shy Guys, and Team Island Boys. Dragon Driftway officially underway. It's the final race. Who's going to take the lead? As of right now, Team Pikachu leads the entire pack. And it's a quick start drive. Third place is still Pikachu. Always going on out. So starting around. What a time. In third, they progress the boost. And they got the one three boxes for everybody to play with. Fourth place, Tribiab. They remind of a lecture. It's absolutely pristine without boring. Let me second place is still Team Pikachu.
Oh, big
The second tell is not doing well. Island Boy's kind of struggling in sixth. Drive out there, low-key improving as every single race goes on. In third place,
Here we go. Let's go.
It just went down. They're hanging in first place after. Oh, but they're back in second. Island Boys in sixth. Drive Bowser in fourth. Team VU Shy Guys in eighth.
Oh my goodness.
Kenny in the driver's seat. Can we see Team Pikachu get back to first place? It's third right now. They might come in second. Oh my gosh, it's the first place situation for Team Pikachu. On Team Island Boys in second place. The two Someone say it's a movie. VU Shy Guys in third.
Let's go, baby.
I'll even wait about the last one that's coming up. Third place works. Fourth is fine. It's a double mystery box. Second place, falling for Team Pikachu, but first is not far behind. Woo! The two toes. Every single time I look at this game, the two toes are doing absolutely. It's a one-toe situation every time. The driver's seat rock. Every single team. VU Shy Guys. Eric in the driver's seat. We're talking about University of Washington. Tacoma campus. Don't sleep on this man right here. He's an absolute dog. Here we go. Third place, second place. VU Shy Guys. Wait, back in the lead. It's third place again. Team Pikachu, what a surprise in first place. Have nothing to say about that team. Straight up textbook, nothing else to say about it. Island Boy, 4-6. Woo! Drive Bowser with Trevor Tribiab under center.
Don't sleep.
Love to see
Don't
it.
sleep.
Seventh
Don't
place.
sleep.
Don't sleep.
Don't
Come on,
sleep.
Pikachu's coming back. He's seventh place.
Go!
Further. He gets struck with the shell and he takes it back.
I got it.
Now they're in second. They passed it. It's leading the back. VU Shy Guys.
Go!
Eric in the driver's seat. He's in third. We're so close to the finish line. Did Eric seal the deal for University of Washington Tacoma? And VU Shy Guys. What a beautiful series of races from University of Washington. What's a community like 2020? Team Casanova, Team Island Boys, and Team VU Shy Guys. Finally taking home that W for redemption purposes, folks.
Well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed Mario Kart Relay. It's really just like a mini event that we wanted to hold. I hope you guys liked it. It's something that we created at UW. And thanks for being here, y'all. Yeah. Yes, sir. You guys can say bye to the stream as you guys leave. That'd be what's up. Later. Peace out, stream. Peace out. Casanova out.
Yes, sir.
Pokemon trainers, we out.
Join Pokemon.
Join Pokemon. Let's go. Yo, DU Shy Guys, #1 leaders.
Yeah, that's what's up.
How do you guys always do this? You guys always come out
I
on
don't know.
top.
I mean, right when you said that this is for the marbles,
All
you know,
the
it just came out.
You just-
They let me pick the map too.
It really did. That is your map. I remember last time you picked that map too. Something like that. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, check the drip, Yeah. So I think we're about to get to the Valorant tournament. So thank you everyone for watching the stream. We're about to get it to Valorant. I'll see you guys on that side. Peace out, man. I hope you have fun with the Mario Kart. Thanks for coming. Oh, they was up the stream. Oh, over here now. Shout out Pokemon Trainer Club, baby. Let's go join them on Discord. Look at all this goodies right here.
Buttons.
Buy buttons, they say. Oh. Shout out Minecraft. Shout out you Minecraft. Woo, woo, woo. WGA Valor, how we doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. We streaming? 10 minutes? Oh, yeah? Okay, we gotta get it going on right now. These are what, we got Heat Rank. Oh, we got huh? People. You're right. All right, we better get right into the tournament, so follow us. You want to come in there too, or you better just sit out here? Yes, hey, it's the last minute of the night. Are you casting, Matthew?
I think so.
Tribiab, who did that? Man, we're
Trevor, one of you guys did that Tribiab cam thing. My name is not Tribiab. It's Tribiab. Here's the space. Still packed as ever. Shout out to everyone that's coming through for Winter Community Night. We got people at every single station playing video games. We got over here. And we got some Overwatch going on over here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and interview what they're doing right now. See what they're up to. Oh yeah. We got a single player right here. We got. Go ahead. Let me show this off. Mad Cow, baby. UW Overwatch right here. Let me see something. Oh shit! I got it the wrong time. Skip. Oh, we got revived. Watch something. We good. Another quick second. Yeah, get out of there. We good. Alright, I'm gonna move around. You guys playing the Valorant tournament? Oh, later? Okay, yeah. What's up, Pineapple? How's it going? Chilling. Oh, we got an Apex Legends player over here. Let's see what you got. Oh, he said, let me just throw that hold down real quick. Oh, you're in the middle of a gunfight? Oh, it's about to be active. Get an inside look at what goes down at UW Esports Lounge. Come through if you want to play some games like this. Oh, he's going in. Don't die now. 100 people are watching you. Oh, look at his earphones, too. Those are some killer earphones. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, you're kind of cracked. Let's see the mouse work. Let's see the aim. Oh shit. Oh crap. Excuse my language for anyone watching at home. Internet connectivity issues. Sorry about that. Overwatch, you know how it is. Oh my guy's in the mix. Oh my goodness. The APM is crazy. I don't know if anything's going to go. I don't know who's going to go that. Let's check on someone else. What they're doing. Oh, game over? How'd it go? This one was fun? What was the score? Let me see the score really quick. I believe it's 32.
Hey, Aurelia was an issue though.
Aurelia was an issue. Which one was Aurelia? Which one was Aurelia? They said you was an issue.
Don't be modest.
Who was an issue on this team though? The who? Oh, is that you? He said it's no big deal. Who are you? Who were you playing?
He wasn't an issue.
Oh my goodness. If anybody knows League of Legends, that is a crazy assist. That's a crazy KD ass Poppy. Wow. All right, well, GG's to League of Legends. Shout out to PCM showing out like always. If only there was some untapped talent at League of Legends and could finally show PCM what's up. You know, maybe that's me. Nah, that's not me. Nah, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke with this. I don't want none of that, man. GG's, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Later. Thanks for coming through. GG's. Oh, hey. What up to the stream? Yeah.
All right, everybody, we are ready for Valorant. Finally got in, getting some team comp. We got Sova, Sage, Jet. Oh, someone trying to abuse the broken Yoru set. Wonder if anyone will pick up Astra as well. Looking for a fun time on Ascent map. This has been a long and successful UW community night, and we still have an hour to go, so we'll see how these Valorant games turn out. All right, we have our defenders team locked in. I'm Cozy Boothangs is playing Sova, Unlucky Menace on the Sage. We got a Brimstone Sushi Eater 23, T with the Yoru, and Desert Ninja 7 with Reyna. Seems like attackers are taking their team selection a bit more slow. But we got Hubbard, Killjoy, Sage, Reyna, Sova, and Brimstone. Pretty identical teams, just missing out on the Yoru compared to Killjoy. And everyone is locked in and ready to go. Now, I'm curious to see, we have some extreme level differences here already, as we can see, level 5 and 10 compared to 115, 105. But this is a good old casual match, hoping that everyone will take it easy, no sweating. Things go rough. And we are into the match with Desert Ninja 7. How are we getting set up? So, here we see attackers heading towards A, getting ready for offense. Now, we do have this game live on the TV screens here in the gaming lounge. Hopefully, no one will be screen peeking as we begin this broadcast. We can see Italian Poetry buying a lot of util, probably rocking the classic. Desert Ninja running around to the A site, and the match has started. Already starting off with a Soba drone. Taking it pretty fast on offense. For some reason, I'm not getting audio for Valorant. And already off. Hero getting a kill, and the spike is planted. Just like that. A very fast taking of A site. As we see everyone else begin to rotate around, get ready to take the site. Pongster was watching the flank, but is now moving towards site with the classic. We see this ice wall is causing a large blockade for the defender team as they try to take back site. Checking under, good, but oh, Capcolata with the collat on the shorty. Unlucky Menace able to get a frag off, and with 2 members surviving on attackers. That was our first round of Valorant. Getting some momentum on the attack team for Ascent. Let's see how the second one goes. Strategies change up, and one of the things I like about Valorant is that when you have enough skill disparity, you can get unpredictable tactics, and the elos and how people play the game is really different. We can see 2 judges, a very, very aggressive offense build, ready to take a site and hold on to it. Sova using the recon drone, blinded by Reyna. Desert Ninja kills the drone but gets tagged. Do we have a good lineup for Pongster here? Italian Poetry faking the entrance and shooting off a slow. And they're pushing out onto site. Unlucky Menace tried to hold it down, but unable to do so. Taken out by Pongster and the Brimstone. T gets a clean headshot on Italian Poetry with the Sheriff. But the spike is down once again. How will these 2 defenders react? We shall see. Shiro gets a 3K with the Reyna and a Vandal, making sure to use the full utility of the heal. Honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to casual play, one of the more broken champions just due to the extended health bar and the fact that you can get shields even after going down to low life. Overheal is a powerful thing in this game. And we see here that the attackers are switching up their strategy. Defenders seeming to be stacking A, but Sova and not Brimstone rotating. How will this Yoru hold site? We will see. Can T do it? T gets 1 kill, but Shiro gets the headshot back. Bad trade for defenders, but offense isn't taking full advantage of the site until they get their smokes off. Cap Colado rocking the judge, but already down to 24 health. Knowing to get the spike down as soon as possible, really use the time pressure to his advantage. Here we have Unlucky Menace rotating through market. Sadly, the Jet's smokes are still up. He goes for the slow on Shiro. Sadly, Shiro is able to flick fast enough to kill Sushi Eater.
Let's see. Unlucky Menace gives away the position by shooting the Reyna orb, but is able to get the trade and not able to get the kill on Cap Colada, as attackers are now going into this 3-0. Now, I want to thank everyone out there for watching our community night stream. It's been a pleasure having everyone. I know that this has been a long time in the making for us, and you'll be seeing us again for spring community night. Date still yet to be determined, but we are looking forward to having a good time with y'all once again. Offense is doing a good job of putting pressure on one site, not not using fakes, and just using all their resources available to them to push out onto site. But Desert Ninja with the judge able to get the pick on Shiro, a very important value pick, getting off the top frag, 7-2. Shiro has been hard carrying the offense team, but Italian Poetry with the Sage ult able to get the revive on Shiro. So while the pick was good, they may still yet need another. Capcolata is exploring site, trying to close door. Closes door and gets in behind defenders, picking one off. But I'm Cozy's Boothang able to get the kill back. There's still a chance for defenders here. Sage is lit, but Pongster picks off on Cozy's Boothang. And Sushi Eater is in a tough spot here. Full health, but only a Spectre going against 3 Vandals. Spike has already been planted, and he's just waiting his time, seeing if someone will explore. But offense is doing a good job making sure to not push advantages that they don't need. Sushi Eater trying to get the pick, but Italian Poetry underneath heaven and hell able to pop out and get the kill. So, in a situation like this, I have to ask myself, we have some casual players, we have some ranked players here, a lot of people showing up for a good time. Have to wonder what everyone on the team is thinking right now. Are the defenders trying to come up with a strategy? Are they noticing the hard push? Are they trying to counter stack site? Both Pongster and Cozy's Boothang with the Sova darts. You're using the blinds to try and push the advantage. Playing the corner tight, gets the kill on Cap Colada, but Pongster is able to get the revenge and get an assist from Cap Colada. And we see here that offense is rotating to A, defense all stacked onto B site, not expecting the slow rotate from offense, but they begin to push out. Something's wrong and they suspect it, but that won't get them to site in time before Italian Poetry is able to get this plant off. Unlucky Menace using her own ult, get the revive on T, have some hope of reclaiming the site. Italian Poetry has a nice wall here. Good time to block off, making Desert Ninja's approach deadly. Tagged by the recon dart and through the paper thin wall, Desert Ninja's taken out. But T is using his ult to try and push an advantage with the judge. Italian Poetry, though, having none of it. We see defense is able to fully frag. Now they just need to get the defuse off. And with that, defenders win their first round. And in Valorant, you never know how momentum is needed to is carried on towards the next victory. Defenders got some good picks there, and I think that in the future rounds they may have a good chance of pushing this lead. Of course, they still have to deal with the economy of the offense team. Having 4 wins in a row uh, gives a lot of advantage for offense here, able to uh, push on defense. But we see that attackers have left the spike, uh, waiting to see if they need to rotate. T trying to get a pick here and is able to do that on Italian Poetry. If T's able to get the heal off from his fellow Sage, which indeed he was able to, It gives him a good chance to continue getting more frags for the team. Offense is being very cautious here, knowing not to push out on A, which has a 4 stack from the defenders. We have the flank from Unlucky Menace, but picked off by Pongster, and Capt Colada kills I'm Cozy Boothang and Sushi Eater. And we get the Sova ult, forcing Desert Ninja to run out with the Judge, unable to get the kill, leaving it all on T's shoulders here as he tries to get the pick on Shiro. Gets a dink, but not enough to get the kill. Tries to flash and push out onto site. Gets 1 pick, switching to the classic. 2. Can he keep on doing this? No. 3. Getting a 3K. And very good effort from T there. You really like to see how individual players are able to do a lot in Valorant, and uh, getting an ace, getting that momentum can always shape up a game for you somehow. Here we see looked like offense maybe going for a split strategy for the first time this game. Sova staying on mid with the arrow dart. I don't know if this is a recon fake or if he's just trying to get some extra information about the opponents for this. Looks like it is not a fake, and he is pre-firing mid. Shiro getting ready to push on T. Battle of 2 Titans. Shiro gets Yoru flashed, however, and doesn't push the envelope on this. Playing it slow, letting defenders use their util. See who can get the first pick here. T is all alone here as Sushi Eater. Ooh, and a lot of kills in the chat. Come on, T. T able to take out Shiro, but Italian Poetry killing the rival Sage, killing Unlucky Menace, and reviving Pongster as Vanna is then able to take out T. Now, the econ on attacker side is starting to get saturated from their 6 wins so far. So, will we see some off gameplay? I don't know if Pongster has the off crutch or if any of the other teams do, but I know when I play with my duo, he likes to bust out the alt op every once in a while, uh, and wreck face. I notice here that we can see from defense, they aren't going for saves and are instead trying to maximize the utility that they do have, buying the gear that is available to them. Spiro able to get the headshot through the wall on T, a very rough loss for defenders at this point in time. Desert Ninja revealed, but using a blind to try and get through. Pongster hearing footsteps, fires through the smoke, gets the kill. Shiro using Reyna ult will be a dangerous opponent for the team to go against. Pongster standing on the fire, but still a flawless attack as they still get the plant money as well. No plant money as Shiro cancels the plant. We see here T and I'm Cozy's Boothang able to full buy, but Sushi Eater doesn't have the recon in order to even get a full gun. Instead, rocking the classic, changes up to a Spectre. Desert Ninja busting out the Odin, one of my favorites when I'm on a losing streak on the defense side. Although for Ascent, not the best gun. Pongster, once again, good old reliable Sova drone, but Unlucky Menace uses the wall, tries to block off. If Pongster can get 2 frags here, his ult will be available to him. Defenders have 4 ults available to them, however, at this point. I feel like this would be a good round to use it. Try and get some momentum back. See if they can push back against the attackers and how that'll go. Pretty slow, and I'm Cozy Boothang able to get a good pick on Shiro. No revive available this time for the Italian Poetry, able to get revenge. Desert Ninja and T left. As T is picked off by Pongster, it's up to Desert Ninja with the ult and Odin to win this round. Taking it nice and slow, we can see Vanna is getting the plant off on site. This is a pretty tight lockdown, especially once you let Killjoy get onto the site and get the bomb planted. T's mouse, too heavy for their weak arms. Oh, y'all can't see chat. But a a difficult struggle for T here. He needs to be hitting the gym some too. You can't train with just your one favorite peripheral. Here at the Esports Arena, we do provide mouse and keyboards and let people bring in their own peripherals if they want. But the mouse alone can throw off people. Capcolot is able to get a nice pick on Desert Ninja 7. Looking at defenders, still wondering how they plan to get back into this game. Some maps are attack side, and maybe they could push that leverage, but they still need to get at least 3 wins in order to functionally exploit that function of the map. If they let it this round, this half, get to 1-11, it'll be a very stressful game to try and take back. T with a good TP, able to notice that attackers are going for A site and make the quick rotate. The Brimstone smoke, though, comes down, and T is forced to try and use the sheriff, get some picks, but with 4 eyes on him all at once, and his ally Desert Ninja taken out, he really needs his team to rotate and put some pressure onto site. Here we can see Cozy's Boothang taking it slow, however, with the sheriff, and spotted by the Killjoy drone, luckily able to not get hit by it. The first ult blast goes off, second one off, no hits, third one off, no hits, and Pongster comes around to take him out. And T is down, and is just left to Sushi Eater, 23, ready to go into it. Italian Poetry jumping around. Is this door open? Is this door closed? It looks like the door is open. Yep, an open door with a smoke in it. Pongster using the recon dart to see if the opponent is there. Instead, rotates around, going to catwalk. Sushi Eater able to hear Cap Colada from behind and get a pick off. At this point, Sushi Eater should run, but it's got caught up in the spike, unable to get the recon of a Vandal for his team. As we head on into this match, this is round 11, getting close to the halftime point. You have to wonder, how is offense taking a look at this game? What are they planning on doing? What strategies of theirs have been working? They've been very efficient with their util, um, but a lot of Valorant can also come down to just game sense. Some of the members on Defender are new to the game, making fresh accounts, looking for a fun time, and so this is why making some ranked divisions in your tournaments often is important. Due to the showing tonight, we have been having a good time though. T using the ability, trying to push up into attackers, and he's able to get behind them with his ult, Dimensional Drift, and has the Vandal. The Killjoy turret, however, is wearing down his life along with the drone that weakened him, and Van is able to get that pick off. And it's a team ace for the attackers, each member securing a kill and pulling their weight in this competition. Gov dropping some emojis in the chat. Sorry if I haven't seen those. Might have been there for a long time. Packers doing a split here. We have Pongster with the drone trying to fake A site. Maybe will work and get the rotate off of B as the rest of his teammates play it slow. But if I had to guess, I would assume T knows better and understands that this may be a fake, that there hasn't been enough commitment on A side until the first pick is taken off, and then the team rotates. Curiously, offense also rotates into mid towards A site, trying to use the pick advantage. T unable to get any lucky collateral shots through the wall. Valorant in their paper thin walls. Ooh, and the headshot unable to go off on Pongster. Will Pongster get the ace this round? No, he will not, as Italian Poetry picks up a kill. And another, taking away the possibility for an ace. That was Ooh, round 12, and we're on to round 13, the last round in this half. At this point, it is looking pretty desperate for the attackers here, as they are trying to. Sorry, I am completely crazy. That was already the last round in the half. This is round 13, the first round in the new half, our first new pistol round. And we can see attackers 5 stacking here. T getting some good amount of util. Sushi Eater also showing out. Everyone rocking the classic except for T, who chose the ghost. Under my personal preference, I prefer to go with the ghost or a sheriff when I am on offense. Defense though, a sheriff is a bit too risky for my econ, my opinion. T getting the heal up as they're able to get 1 pick on the defender side. Italian Poetry trying to dodge Desert Ninja's bullets, but caught lacking out in uh, T spawn. T using the ability to rotate around the map, and we can see here this is looking pretty good for T and team. Uh, just 1 Killjoy left, watching mid in a firefight with Unlucky Menace. Will Desert Ninja realize that they have the spike and get the plant off though? They hand it off to Sova. Cozy's Boothang is going to need to get that plant money for his team in order to carry this momentum. But 1 round 1. How many more can they go? Always love a good comeback story. And we can root for our underdogs here at UW. Throw your dubs up, root for the underdogs. You know how it goes. Here we see T. T and I'm Cozy Boothang neither want the spike as they throw it down. And Sushi Eater. Sushi Ender. I'm the Sushi Ender. Sushi Eater is left with the spike. Staying back in between. I'm Cozy's Boothang getting a good pick out on Shiro. But Killjoy utility being put to good effect on defense. Vana throws up the Killjoy turret and is seen by the Sova Dart, but unable to get tagged. Blinded by Desert Ninja. Will Desert Ninja get the kill? They sure do. All that left is Pongster with the shorty. A very deadly weapon. No one sees him as he's pushing up on Sushi Eater. Gets 1 kill. But Cozy Boothang puts a stop to that, leaving Pongster 9000 with just a 3K. You know, I was saying earlier that I wasn't certain if T and team could make a comeback. That if they got to the point of 111, would they really be able to make it? You know, you hear the 2-9 curse, but 111 curse? I don't think I've heard of that before. But there is a chance for them to make the comeback here and provide for us some good quality Valorant content. However, once again, we see no one wants this spike on offense. And Italian Poetry is here. Again, the first pick for defense. This is the first round on defense where they got the first pick. So we'll see how that affects their team morale. Desert Ninja pinging out Italian Poetry, but Unlucky Menace taken out still. They look for the gank as the game seems to lag a bit, but we're back in it. Back in it live. Sushi Eater is pushing up. And Desert Ninja trying to rotate, get onto site. A site is relatively clear if they use the time advantage. However, looks like Desert Ninja making sure that they're not being flanked through spawn. And a fast rotate. However, Italian Poetry will be able to hear those footsteps and the team will be able to respond quite quickly. Cap Colada, however, not looking behind him and not getting ready for the B-side attack. Desert Ninja instead playing slow, trying to play mid. You know, they aren't privy to all the information we have here as an observer, and so they may not realize that they had the perfect opportunity to claim B site before they got surrounded on all sides by defense. Caught out. Italian Poetry gets the first pick and is able to get the ace. Italian Poetry with the first ace of this game as it brings it to 3-12. Match point Will T and Team be able to make a comeback? We shall see. We shall see. It will be difficult, but either way, this match was hard fought, and a big thank you to everyone for coming out tonight to play with us. We may also even be able to get a second match, shuffling up the team members, but we will see about that one tonight. Cap Colada using the smoke to push out. One of my favorite strategies is pushing out on B side on Ascent, holding this corner here. Vandal is a good gun to hold it with. However, I'm more of a fan of the Phantom when holding this angle due to its better ability on short range. Desert Ninja ready for Cap Colada, however, is able to get a kill. Team's going slow, not pushing out into sight too fast when really they need to be taking control of this as fast as possible. I think that's the difference we saw here between our two teams is that when Cap Colada and team were able to get a portion of the site, they pushed out as fast as possible to get that spike planted. Whereas T and team take it a bit slower, don't want to make unnecessary risks and potentially lose their precious team members. Because once the number difference pops up, it becomes extremely difficult for them to retake the round. Vana's, though, able to get a pick off on I'm Cozy Boothang with the Guardian. Jump. T caught out too. Sushi Eater gets Vanna down to 22 health, but she's still alive. Will she continue to push the advantage, or might she get an econ save or try and create an econ deficit for the enemy team? She gets another kill, 3K, before Unlucky Menace is able to put it to a stop. Here we are, going into round 17. Our teams rocking fairly equal economies. Defense having a slightly lower amount, but sorry, slightly higher amount, except for Unlucky Menace, who hadn't made a gun purchase quite yet, deciding to go with the Spectre. He unable to buy full armor, having to rock the light armor with only 50 credits left. Cap Colada using the teammate's Sova Dart and an Ares to try and get a pick through a wall. Unable to do so as their Sage, Unlucky Menace provides the heal. I'm Cozy Boothang, able to get the first pick on Italian Poetry. And often we see the first pick has been deciding who wins these matches. However, Shiro able to pick out Unlucky Menace with the Sheriff. T gets revenge. T debating using the ult, going Turbo Drift, Dimensional Drift, get onto site. I'm thinking of Turbo, the movie. God, what a good childhood movie. Trying to get just as much information for his team as possible. Blinds Cap Colada and is able to get the kill through the wall. Only Sova left on defender's side. Pongster with the Odin, though, is a deadly threat. And they still have not gotten plant off. I'm Cozy Boothang, unable to get any of the kills with his ultimate. Caught out by the Odin. Desert Ninja with the blind. Gets some damage on Pongster, but it's not a kill. And here we see Sushi Eater. Not going fast enough. Pongster fakes the defuse. And Sushi Eater not looking at the spike. As Pongster is able to close out this game with a 4K. GG's, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for this wonderful match. Thank you for showing out tonight to UW Community Night. I will be right back, pending if we have a second match. Otherwise, I'll be showing out. And thank you all for this amazing UW Community Night, Winter Community Night here at Hub Games. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you could see while I was AFK, we are getting into a second match on Haven this time. Right now during Champ Select, Pongster hovering over, oh, what's his name? As a caster, you really should know, but it's been a long evening for me. But Cap Colada also hovering. Switching to the Jet, however. Why can't I remember his name? We'll figure it out when we get into the match. but very interesting pick. You know, being able to, if you're a Deagle God, um, really able to leverage that pistol in pistol rounds. Although your shots are limited, so it's definitely for if you're accurate. Michael? Um, yeah, can you give it to Hunter? Sorry about that, folks. Just had to do some manager business. Chamber! Thank you, Valorant, for telling me the name of the champion. Chamber. Pongster with Chamber. We will see if they are Sheriff one-tap God. It will get the headshots, or if they prefer to leverage his ultimate using the slowing op, able to get one-taps on bodies and headshots at any range, providing a nuisance for the enemy team. Here we see attackers getting ready to push A site. Vanna setting up the Killjoy turret to prevent a flank. Haven is an interesting map because you honestly have to be careful for the 3 sites for defenders. It makes it a much more difficult time for defenders having to guard 3 alleys of approach, or honestly, in some cases, really it's 5 alleys of approach for the various sites. Punkster, however, showing they are the one-tap god, getting the headshot and shut down by Shiro on the jet this time. Shiro rocking the regular Sheriff, not playing the Chamber, and with the heal from Sage, they're able to push out onto site. T drops a nice shot in the chat, and Vanna's getting the plant off with her Killjoy. Both Desert Ninja and Sushi Eater getting ready to push out into site here. Can they get the picks they need? Desert Ninja getting a few shots off. A little bit of damage. Doesn't want to use the heal quite yet. Rotating to Heaven, then popping the heal before getting ready to push out with the classic. Italian Poetry, however, watching with the Frenzy on Omen. Now, I'm an Omen main myself. I've never thought that Frenzy Omen shooting into Heaven would be something that would work. The Frenzy is an interesting pick, and for me, probably my least favorite pistol. But here we have Italian Poetry putting it to great effect. You know, right now I am sort of missing out on my own peripherals. I'm using the Corsair keyboards that we provide at Hub Games. Now, I'm used to using the numpad on my Razer Naga. I've had the same Razer Naga since I was about 12 years old. Originally getting it for games such as Realm of the Mad God and others, where Italian Poetry showing off the fast teleport, but not fast enough before Ninja is able to get the kill with the classic. Pongster trying to get some damage on Shiro's, able to get the one-tap headshot. And is able to take out Unlucky Menace as well, switching to the Spectre. This is boding well for defense, but Desert Ninja getting the kill on Vanna as Vanna kills Pongster. T, however, getting the headshot on Desert Ninja. Pushing out onto mid. Trying to make the best of their situation, but pinned between a rock and a hard place as defenders win this round. This round may be cut short due to Hub Games clothing. We shall see as people begin to wrap up the night. It was definitely a ambitious task starting this game this late, but we shall see if someone's able to take the advantage and push it. So far, though, an even game between our teams. We can see Italian Poetry still running off of that 3K in the pistol round, but Pongster taking them out right quick. The attackers pretty grouped up on the offense side, unable to pick a site to push yet, looking for an advantage that they can press. As I will be right back. Sorry about that, folks. Hope you didn't miss me too much. Just had to deal with some work business here at the hub. We can see here, defenders got another round off on their belt while I was gone. But offense getting a good take on C site. I'm Cozy's Boothang though, almost getting the flank off. Gets caught out by both the Omen Blind and the Killjoy drone. Sushi Eater able to get the kill on Vanna, and they will be able to get the defuse off in this round, I am pretty sure. Desert Ninja getting the defuse off. A good attempt from the attackers, but defenders able to pull it back and take the win. We have to look here and see how offense plans to take the advantage and be able to get these sites out. Get spike planted and be able to hold the site. And it looks like here they are going for the C long approach. But against Desert Ninja and Sushi Eater, they may have a difficult time between the smoke and walls. They take it slow, however, and we can see Italian Poetry using the Omen ult to get behind the defenders and begin getting picks. But Pongster puts a quick shutdown on that. 1-for-1 so far, still anyone's match. I'm Cozy's Boothang, able to get a pick on Vanna. Further taking away from the resources that offense has available to them as T takes out I'm Cozy's Boothang. A lot of back and forth here when it comes to the frag. Shiro getting the heal from Sage. And so does Pongs to get the heal from Desert Ninja 7 as we proceed further into this match. It looks like the match will be coalescing in Garage. Can Jet and Sage get the spike plant off? Using the weapon unready to attack Pongster as Unlucky Menace gets revenge. The way of the world is Unlucky Menace as they use the wall to block off. And a slow. Slow bounces back behind them into Garage as we see Sushi Eater trying to follow behind. Unlucky Menace holding a corner here, getting ready to try and catch anyone unwary enough to push out around corner. However, defenders have the advantage of time here. As can Unlucky Menace get a double frag? They cannot. And they get the plant off? They cannot. Defenders win. Will Unlucky Menace kill Desert Ninja? No. Already accepting defeat and looking at the box instead of fighting till the very end. Very close there from offense. They could have definitely, if they just got that plant off just milliseconds earlier, they would have been able to win this round or have the potential. And here we are going into round 6. Defenders 2-stack on A, chamber mid. Sova was on C, however, fast rotating away from C, as we'll see Italian Poetry peeking out here, looking for any ground and seeking no resistance from B. We get the flank from I'm Cozy Boothang, catching Shiro and a spike off guard. Unlucky Menace having to hold this corner all alone. Pongster taking out, and it's just left to Italian Poetry on the long flank. They hear Desert Ninja, but don't want to push out too violently because they don't know where the rest of the team is. Hey, Trevor, how's it going?
What's good, stream? How's it going?
What's good, stream? We having a good time here at Community Night as it wraps up? Missing out, but you'll be there for spring, am I right? Italian Poetry still alive. Gets 1 kill. Oh, doesn't get the second on Desert Ninja. Shut down. Eight 8:30 p.m. Here we are, getting into the 7th match. Trying to see offense going for the C push. Italian Poetry rocking the smoke. And the second smoke. Capcolata using the recon dart to try and gain some information for his team. Offense pushing up fast this time. Shiro unable to get the kill on Capcolata, however, as Italian Poetry snipes out with the Guardian. Pongster finally busting out the ultimate for Chamber. Already getting a pick through the smoke. Pre-firing through the smoke. Only 2 bullets left. Trying to take sight back for his team. Unlucky Menace blinded, double blind by Reyna at an uncomfortable angle, hoping that his teammate will be able to catch Reyna out. However, Reyna able to use her E to move unshootable and avoid that damage. A valiant attempt from offense, and we see here many times that they are pushing out onto site and getting the plant, but unable to hold it once they have secured it. Whether this may be due to the angles that they're holding or due to the coordinated offense, I shouldn't say offense, but the coordinated attempts by defenders to retake a site is up for debate. Either way, it provides very interesting gameplay for us as we see a back and forth in the power dynamics of these games. I like to see that offense is switching it up, going between A and C sites, trying to find what works for them here, seeing where they can catch their opponents off guard. Italian Poetry also rocking the faster traveling Omen smokes. The on Cozy's Boothang able to get a good pick out on Unlucky Menace. Cozy Boothang in the reload. Italian Poetry unable to punish it, however. There is a blind. Cozy Boothang not taking enough damage. Able to get the kill, but shut down by Vanna before she is able to use her E or heal. We see the Ruined King. That's not a Ruined King. That's an Oni kill animation. You heard it there, folks. Hub Games will be wrapping up shortly. This game may be ending soon before we can finally tell who will be the winner. Here we see offense going for a bit of a split into mid with A. No one on defender side currently on A site. T unable to get the kill on Pongster. But we can see Unlucky Menace onto site. Unable to get the plant off, however, as they are caught in chamber slow. Spike is down on site, not planted. Can Italian Poetry fix that? Yes, they can. The attacker Killjoy ult, able to get 2 opponents detained. Sushi Eater right in front of Italian Poetry. Italian Poetry able to get that kill off, but running away from Reyna with the Vandal. Hero is underneath Heaven, holding a good angle for her team. Italian Poetry able to kill Cozy Boothang and get the Vandal, get the kill off on Desert Ninja. Can they kill Sushi Eater and get the 4K here? Only 32 health. They watch Heaven, unable to know where their opponent is. But Cap Colada coming out of sewer, getting the kill. Will Shiro be able to secure this win for offense? No, they will not, since Cap Colada is able to get the defuse off on that spike. And we are going into round 10 now. We see some network problems from Sushi Eater, or maybe from myself, as we try and go forward against T. Offense still debating on where to go. T seeming to like this garage push with Raze. Use the boom buddy. Get some information on who's in garage, if anyone, and if that is an avenue where they could push their advantage. Cozy Boothang slowly creeping up on A site. No one on offense there, but Italian Poetry able to get a good pick out on Cap Colada, and T able to get a good pick out on Desert Ninja. And there is already damage on Sushi Eater. This is looking good for offense as they are still at full health. And Italian Poetry able to use ult to get out onto C site. However, the Vanna not with the spike, able to get the plant off. Here we have Pongster and Italian Poetry on the same site. Italian Poetry caught lacking by Pongster, taking out Vanna, 3K, but being shut down by Shiro with the op. The second round win for offense. No time to get that plant money, but the op is still in Shiro's pocket, and that could provide fatal to defense here. This is the first opping that we have seen so far this game, and it looks like once the ops are brought out, they're brought out as Cap Colada also choosing to buy an op. It is now the battle of the oppers as Cap Colada is going to be watching on C site, seeing if he can get anyone on this long stretch. However, unknowns to them, there is no one approaching that site. Desert Ninja, though, gets the first pick out on Shiro, shutting down that offer before it can become a problem for their team. Cap Colada now rotating, trying to get out onto site where there may be more opponents. I do like Italian Poetry skulking as a fellow Omen player. However, skulking is most valuable when you have at least one teammate behind you or a spike. Capcolada's skulking is providing a lot of information for the team as defenders are all moving out onto A site. However, they realize that no one is here for the site, but attackers aren't using this time to push out onto C site, using the lack of opponents to full walk, even though Capcolada is, or sorry, not Capcolada, Italian Poetry has made sure that site is safe, and they only now get off the plants. Time is much less on their side now as they try and fight. Shiro busting out the ult, the jet ult to C, get some good picks here, up to Italian Poetry and Jet, but there's a miss. Double kill here for Italian Poetry on the Vandal. Shiro staying on B, not knowing where the stage is. Who will see each other first? You know, sometimes now it's a horror game as Italian Poetry gets 3K for their team, getting the attackers their third win. This will not be like last game where it goes 1-11 before going into the second half of the game. Both the defenders and the attackers pushing their advantages, taking wins, taking losses. Hero getting set up with the op, dropping the Phantom for a teammate perhaps, or for later in the round. We can see here defenders scattered, not knowing where attackers may push up. Like I said earlier, this map really is for anyone. T unable to get the kill because Chamber uses his teleport to get out of the way before that rocket can fully deal damage. Leaves Pongs at full health as they shoot into heaven, trying to mark some damage. Can they get the plant off? They can, but he killed by Pongster. Time Poetry gets 2 kills for their team, and Vanna kills Pongster in heaven. This is looking good for offense. They just need to hold the site against 2 opponents. They know where one of them are. They look heaven, trying to make sure that they're not getting caught out. But no one is watching the spawn as Cap Colada and Sushi Eater will be get ready to push out. Time Poetry gets damage off. Teammate gets the kill. Unlucky Menace. Time Poetry pulls out the classic, but is taken down. They are pushing this advantage when they don't need to, and even bring out the knife, but Unlucky Menace able to kill Sushi Eater. Sushi Eater is switching between weapons, and Shiro is caught out by the bomb. 8-4, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8-4. This game is much closer than last time, as we are getting ready. Sorry, not getting ready. As we get into this second half of the game. Pistol round, teams have swapped. Will we see Italian Poetry and team continue to show out and increase their score, maybe get the comeback for the win, or at least tie up this game before we have to wrap it up? Or will Pongster, Sushi Eater, Desert Ninja, Cap Colada, and I'm Cozy's Boothang be able to push their score advantage now that they are on offense. We will have to wait and see. From Cozy Boothang, stuck with the Sage Wall on pistol round. Truly a dangerous thing, but Vanna already popping off the uh two traps, trying to get some damage off. Pongster gets 2 kills with the Chamber Sheriff before being shut down by T. T trying to get the knife kill, gets it off on Cap Colada. The first knife kill we've seen in this game. T pushing out, is able to catch Desert Ninja off guard, but unable to get the kill. However, Shiro able to provide the support needed as we see the support of the knife kill. 8-5. Things are getting closer and closer as this game progresses. Here we see, is this comeback time for Italian Poetry, T, Vanna, Unlucky Menace, and Shiro? Shiro ready with the Marshall, but Sova making sure not to push out too far. Capcolata playing it safe, making sure not to be caught lacking as they get the information that Shiro's on site. They rotate towards A. Already 2 members lost on offense. However, that won't stop them as they try and push out here. See if they can get this site, get Spike planted down. Sushi Eater pushing out, getting it initiated, while Italian Poetry gets a kill on Cozy Boothing and on Sushi Eater with the support of the T grenade and gets a smoke down for the defuse. Pongster nowhere in sight, unable to support the team on A site, and is caught out by Shiro in mid. This game is getting close, ladies and gentlemen, but our time is running short. This may be where we end in a tie, 8-8. We shall see, however. This is anyone's game. All right. Shiro, once again, rocking the Marshall. But there will be a lot more opponents pushing C this time. They are not letting Shiro get the information with the Marshall or get a pick. Unlucky Menace pushing out, trying to get onto site before offense is able to take it. But unable to do so. As attackers win this round and claim site and get Spike planted. Ladies and gentlemen, 9-6 as we reach 8:25 and our night begins to wind down. How will things go? No one knows, but everyone's having a good time here at community night. You know, UW Esports supports the 3 pillars: competition, career, but most important of all, community. We want people to feel that UW is a community where they can meet fellow gamers, have a great time with their peers, and in the words of Calhoun from Video Game High School, it's all about the game. It's all about the game and the community that that game creates. You never know what experiences you may have. Gaming is the thing that is pulling us all together and allowing us to form this community. And we see Italian Poetry here getting a nice 3K. Will they get the ace? They still have a lot of health, but they may not be ready for this chamber ult as they tap into smoke. And oh, Pongster with a quick flick gets their own 3K and maybe their own ace this round. Heroes met by the Sage Wall. Will they use their Q to get up and over while Unlucky Menace pushes it from the other side? We shall see. Shiro catches out Pongster, who was not ready, and Shiro dashes out, misses the classic and gets the classic and is able to get the defuse off. A very, very close round, folks. That spike almost blows up bringing us to 9-7 for this round. As offense, it is very interesting to see the difference on this map. You know, I said that this map is very much in favor of attackers due to the 5 lanes of approach that can be taken. However, what we're seeing now is a pretty even game, all things considered. Shiro aims high, but not Pongster. Yes, Pongster. I should have more faith in myself. Pongster knows to crouch when peeking that angle to avoid the op. But offense has already lost one of their members and needs to pick an advantage. We see T pushing out with the Sheriff, getting a 3K before being shut down by Kafkalata. Shiro understands there's no action here on A site, no glory, and begins the process of rotating. Will Capcolata be able to get onto site and get this plant off before defenders are able to rotate? Gets information, 2 enemies on the team. Pongster's ready for it and gets the kill with the Vandal. They are looking towards CT spawn before the Sova Dart realizes that they have opponents coming through garage. Pongster not looking towards garage as Unlucky Menace is able to get some damage off on him. But Shiro kills Capcolata, and now it's all on Pongster's shoulders to win. Gets a 3K, only has to kill Italian Poetry left. Unable to secure it for the team. Italian Poetry on 2 health, able to come and get the defuse off. Only 2 health, folks. It really comes down to not even one single bullet, but the meters of distance and damage fall off in Valorant. If one of those bullets had been closer to Italian Poetry and dealt more damage, that round could have gone completely different. As this game is brought 9-8, like I'm saying, it looks like we will have to end on a draw. Well, folks, I'll begin to wrap up our broadcast. One last time, I want to say thank you all for coming out to Community Night, for watching this stream, supporting UW Esports. Make sure to check us out on Twitch. We'll be streaming again this Sunday at 7 p.m. for our game of the week featuring Rocket League. You won't be able to see my beautiful face or hear my voice, but I will be running broadcast in the background. With that, I hope everyone has a good night, and I will bid my adieu.
Hey, hey, hey. For anybody watching back at home, this is your boy Tribiab, Trevor, here at UW Esports. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. It was a crazy night of just fun games, community, inclusivity. If you were here, definitely check us out on Instagram for any photos that might come out. Discord, I'll be in contact with everyone, RSOs. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard that, but yeah, things are closing down in 15 minutes. I just want to do some. If you're listening, big shout outs to Jason, the manager of the Hub Area Sports. Things wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Jason. Oh, yeah, we out of here. Oh, I'm back. Um, yeah, just big shout outs to Jason, shout out to Adam, shout out to Trevor, and shout out to the esports team. Trevor, Max, Hunter, Matthew, Ian. Hey, we killed it. If anyone's interested in joining us on future endeavors, join our Discord. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, U of Y Esports. And with that being said, it's been your boy Triviaf signing off, UW Esports. Deuces.